The moment you remember that your reality, everything and everyone within it, is merely a reflection of your consciousness, that's the moment that you become the creator of your reality. Because it's your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your attitude, which is creating your experience of now. And you see, so it's a momentary choice to recognize, to remember, and to reclaim the power that you are and have as the creator of your reality, to choose your attitude, to consciously and deliberately create your frame, your concept, your experience to be what you truly desire it to be. And in that moment, you reclaim all of the power, all of the responsibility of everything that you have been creating as the source of your experience. You see, life is not happening to you. It's one of the slipperiest, sneakiest things to slip into the thinking that people are against me, the world is out to get me, that I'm at the receiving end, that this circumstance, this situation is really out here and I'm having to react to it. But it's simply not true. It's just a perspective. It's an unconscious perspective. So when you become conscious, you recognize and you remember that you're actually at the source of it, that it's through the lens of your attitude that you're experiencing the world, and that it's really only that one thing that you need to shift. And we love to overcomplicate it, right? We think that it's some fancy thing that we need to learn, some advanced thing that we need to master, when it's actually the simplest thing that you know, that you've always known. That it's just this very subtle, simple, innate, yet so familiar sense of me. And when you come into contact with that, and you elevate that in this moment through that conscious recognition, and you allow yourself to hold that frequency, that elevated frequency, then you can literally watch as everything starts to change around you. That your response to it, your relationship to it, starts to elevate. And it's as if everything is magically rearranging and reorganizing around you. But you have to stay present. You have to stay conscious. You have to stay aligned with that frequency. That's where the magic is. And so in any given moment, the number one thing is to kind of catch yourself, to become conscious, to remember. And in that moment, to shift back into alignment with who you truly are. The love, the light, the joy, the ease, the grace, the abundance of your true nature. And when you start to cultivate that attitude, those thoughts, those feelings, and you match the beliefs of that abundant attitude in each and every moment, that's when everything starts to change in this moment and in the greater context of your life. And it's a very energetic, experiential thing. It's not a mental thing. In fact, the mental approach is another obstacle. It's not a thinking your way into this. It can be helpful to kind of start with the thinking, but it has to go to feeling. It has to become your feeling experience, your sensory experience. And so will you, in this moment right now, allow yourself to open up to a greater energetic experience, an expansive emotional experience? Will you allow yourself to elevate that frequency of your feeling right now? What is one greater thought that you can think? What is one better feeling thought that you can think? What is one slightly higher frequency of feeling that you can give yourself permission to feel right now? How would it feel? How would you experience this moment if you allowed yourself to feel that way right now? Without needing anything to change, without needing anyone to change. What if this moment, exactly as it is, didn't prevent you from changing your attitude right here, right now? And in doing so, elevating that mood, that attitude, that sense of me right now. Stay with it. Stay present with that frequency. What would it feel like? What would it be like to shift into that version of you right now of abundance, of joy, of ease, of love, of peace? What if you were to bring that quality of you, which is always already available within you, to this moment right now? What if you swapped out the lens of your perception to be that of pure possibility? What if you let yourself off the hook? What if you let everyone off the hook? What if you just chose right now to be delusionally self-forgiving, self-accepting, self-embracing, self-loving? What if you just chose to open your heart? What if you just chose to drop all expectations? That's what it is to be present as your true self. That's what it is to recognize the mirror of reality and choose consciously and deliberately to show up as who you want to be. And that's when the magic happens. That's when everything starts to come to you. And the only job you have after remembering and choosing consciously is to stay in alignment, stay true. And it's just a cycle that loops and loops and spirals upwards. Every time you catch yourself and recognize and remember and align again, every moment that you choose to stay true to that is another moment of locking in that frequency. And you become a magnet for everything that you desire. You become the point of attraction, the source of creation, where everything then is drawn to you. And it's a beautiful thing to experience when you can just sit back and observe, cultivating consciously that connection with your true self, allowing the feeling of your authentic spirit to emerge. You can choose the next thought, the next feeling. You can elevate and uplift your beliefs. And when you do this from this energetic, experiential space within yourself, such that you feel it, such that you know it, such that it becomes your sense of me, that is when the whole world changes. And you create from the inside out. That is the path of least resistance in each moment. Whether you're in the middle of a conflict, whether you're in the middle of an argument, whether you're in the middle of a problem, whether you're confused or lost, whether you're seeking clarity, whether you want to create something, tap into inspiration. Whatever the case may be, it's simply a matter of allowing yourself to slow down, recognize, remember, and attune yourself to the frequency of that version of you that is already being, doing, having that, whatever it may be. And this is the art of alignment. This is what it means to be the creator. This is why I love this idea of the aligned creator, this moniker, this symbol that I've talked about so much on this channel. And this is the way that you do it. This is the inner cultivation, the inner game, the inner alignment with that frequency. And when you start from the inside out, then action, inspired and aligned action, which is a crucial element in our world, then that becomes the piece that brings everything together. And it's not so much of a doing that you have to do. It's not so much of an effort that you need to work hard and strive to do better at, more of. It becomes the adventure, it becomes the play, it becomes the unfolding that you get to experience. And you know the truth of it. You know how aligned it is by how it feels. When you start at the source, you shift your frequency, you expand and elevate that sense of me right now, that attitude. In that, the inspiration to act, whatever it may be, the first thing that comes to you, act on it. The first sense of alignment that you feel, maybe it's an idea you have, maybe it's somewhere that you want to go, maybe it's something that you want to do, Act on that, because it will lead you like a breadcrumb trail to the next thing and the next thing. And you don't need to figure it out. No matter what your vision is, no matter what it is that you truly desire, no matter what the best case scenario is, you don't even need to know exactly what it is. You just have to be willing to choose for it, to claim that as the possibility that you're moving towards. And then everything that's really needed is the receptivity to the emotional guidance that you get in alignment. And you see, that's the attitude. The compass is your attitude. The direction that you're going in can simply just be a subtle quality. It doesn't need to be this specific point on the horizon. It can be a feeling. It can be a sort of outcome of the possibility that you want to create or experience. But the way to it, you don't need to know that. You will discover that. And this is the surrender, right? The surrendering into what you can't know. That's the magic. The magic is that it comes to you in a way that is beyond the way that you could imagine it, beyond your expectation of what could be best or better. That's when life becomes really fun. When you cultivate that attitude and you act on your inspiration and you drop the insistence on what you think it should be, on how you think it should go, because then you're constantly being exceeded in your expectations. Your mind is constantly being blown. Life becomes a perpetual adventure. You don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know where you're going to go. As you can see, I'm in a new environment. Every week changes, moment to moment. The inspiration guides you, but you have to be willing to cultivate that first step of recognizing and reclaiming your conscious creatorhood and to choose your attitude. And everything unfolds for you in alignment with that truth. And if you want to join me and 12 other creators to really dive into this, to really explore this, to really master this, to cultivate the daily habit, that conscious attitude as the creator of your reality, comment creator down below and I'll send you information about an upcoming masterclass. This is going to be a really fun experience where I'm going to share a lot of the knowledge and the experience that I've gained over the years, the unique approaches that I take to alignment, and my 3-part model, which we're going to unpack to set you up with a game plan, so to speak, such that you can cultivate this attitude on a day-to-day basis and shift your reality in each and every moment to attract to you everything that you want to attract, to step into everything that you want to create, and to fulfill the calling that you're here to fulfill. So again, comment creator down below.